Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's out in McDermott Road in Allen, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing the like button and hype button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as give me a follow on my Instagram page at GrowFolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants or just want to interact with me in general. But today is a beautiful afternoon when I went and visited this particular Lowe's location. I haven't been big box store plant shopping for a few days. Now that doesn't seem like a long time, but for somebody like me, for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers Plant Foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, typically big box store. So, today I went a couple of days without going to a big box store. So I'm super excited to see what kind of plants we could be finding, especially with the beginning of the fall season. It's officially fall season. So we're going to see what seasonal plants they have available. As you can see right here, it is a beautiful day, a beautiful afternoon out in North Dallas, which is where I am based at. So the majority of my plant content is really going to be based out in this area. Obviously, I like to travel to different places, but for the most part, you're going to see plants that are really around the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where I'm based at. So you can see right here, it is still fall season, but they do have some residual vegetables and herbs available for purchase. Now, it is past season for most of those plants, but you could still be able to grow them. We are going to start this big box or plant shopping video in the garden center of Lowe's. But before we even get to that, I did want to announce exciting news about the first ever English language book of Aglaonema hybrids from Indonesia. This is called Indonesia's Living Jewel. So hashtag popularize Aglaonema. This is actually a collaboration I did with my friend Harry of Miami Plants. He works for Art Garden Flowers, and I am just super excited to actually be a part of this release of this hard book about Aglaonemas. So you can see right here, it is a beautiful photo book actually highlighting a lot of the Indonesian hybrids, but this is also plant care tips for Aglaonemas, the history of Aglaonemas, and what makes Aglaonemas exciting. So hopefully this book will actually get more people inspired to collect these gorgeous plants, and there is a way to get a lot of these plants directly shipped to you. Follow at artgarden.flowers on Instagram. They can ship these plants directly from Indonesia to your home, and you don't even have to worry about having to have an import license because they do the importing for you in terms of a broker. So definitely check this out. This is an exciting book, and I hope that this book will be available for purchase very soon. I believe it will be available at PlantCon Dallas 2025 on October 19th. So you can definitely check that out. Let me know if you are interested. This is an amazing project, and I am super proud of Harry. He was the one that is the author of the book. He is the one that really compiled all that data in terms of Aglaonema. So for those that are new to the channel, just a little bit about myself and my love for plants. Aglaonema is my #1 plant that I am collecting. I have utilized this social media platform to really hashtag popularize Aglaonema, and the book itself is beautiful. I am super excited. I've seen the book, and we are really ready to release it to at least the American audience and hopefully branch out for an international audience. But anyways, let me get back to the actual big box or plant shopping video today. You can see that it is fall season, and one way to really signify fall is when you start to see chrysanthemums or mums. They are beautiful, colorful plants. They are perennials in most grow zones. Like my grow zone is 8B, and if I were to grow it in my grow zone, it would come back year after year. So I also wanted to highlight a bunch of the beautiful succulents and cactus. This is by Oasis Plants, which actually provides a lot of these gorgeous cactus and succulents to Lowe. So it really depends on what big box store you go plant shopping at each big box, or whether it's Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, or even Target, have their own suppliers. But I love to actually highlight some of these succulents and cactus. That's something that I am hoping to learn a little bit more about. And as I continue to visit these big box stores and to really highlight a lot of the actual plants that you can purchase for a very budget friendly and cost effective plant price, succulents is going to be under my radar, especially heading into 2026. You know, it has been an amazing year so far. We still have the latter quarter of this year to really celebrate plants and see what will come of all of these plants at these big box stores. I have been doing a lot of local nursery and plant shopping videos, as well as featuring local growers, local vendors, and small businesses. So if you haven't already, hopefully you guys have enjoyed Caleb's Tropicals houseplant tour, where we delve into the mind of an Anthurium alchemist, or that's what I've actually dubbed Caleb. He is based out in Dallas, Texas, and he makes phenomenal Anthurium hybrids. I was super thankful that he welcomed me with open arms to his home to talk about Anthuriums and just the beauty of it. So I learned a lot. I hope you guys are able to actually take a look at that video. It's something that I'm super proud of. As much as I like to go like pick up plants like this and show y'all what you can find at big box stores, my heart is really all about promoting local growers, you know, people that collect plants, small businesses, and really just diversifying where we can, you know, celebrate plants. And that's really the theme of a lot of my I guess my plant content. I do the majority of my plant content for big box stores because that is really what's most readily available. But thankfully, I live out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where we have many options outside of big box stores. And so, you know, a lot of people will always ask me why I only do a lot of big box store plant shopping videos. And number one, it's really what pushes on the algorithm, if I'm being fully transparent about what is pushed out there. And then number two, not everybody has the option to really go local nursery plant shopping. Some people are not comfortable actually buying their plants online. So at least to get some of the community going, I do the big box store plant shopping videos, and I honestly enjoy it as well. I don't think that there is anything wrong shopping at big box stores, as long as you have an open mind to know that you should be buying your plants from many different sources, not just from big box stores. So I'm just going to go on a little bit of a rant. That's really my rant for at least the beginning part of today's video. And you know, today I feel a little bit chatty, and I think it's because I've been able to reflect on just a lot of my plant content and where I am kind of evolving and going into. You know, I'm doing a little bit more personalized content on my YouTube channel, where basically I'm trying to grow my YouTube membership subscriptions, because I feel like that gives me a little bit more creativity, a little bit more wiggle room in terms of what kind of content I post, versus having to be subjected just to a specific niche, if that makes any sense. So again, if you are interested in learning about my personal blog, my personal life, you know, my journey raising backyard chickens, or anything else that's pertaining to me outside of just my plant content, definitely consider joining my YouTube membership tier. It's really for a price of a cup of coffee. It's only $2.99. You get access to membership only exclusive videos, as well as special emojis you can use during the live premiere chats, and just other additional perks. Definitely press the join button, or you can just join using the actual link that is pinned in the comment section. So anyways, as you can see right here, I've kind of talked through a lot of the outdoor garden section of Lowe's. It is super full, it's super stocked, and you can see they still have a lot of ferns, a lot of seasonal plants that are popping up, and a couple of seasonal plants that I would highlight would be definitely croton plants, chrysanthemums or mums, and even coleus plants. So we'll take a look at that in just a bit. a fan of Triscanthia, these are beautiful ones that have more of like the white elbow version. Now you can see that it is a little bit leggy, so what I would do is actually just chop it up, stick it back into the soil, and you will get a super full plant. That's what I ended up doing with my Triscanthia Nanook that's been growing out in full sun all year since the beginning of spring, and it is super full. And then this is a really interesting plant. This one is another cordyline plant, and I like that because it almost looks like a Dracaena marginata or something of that nature. But you can see for $4.98 you can get a nice matte finish burgundy looking plant. Now this one is better suited for like container gardening or even an indoor plant. You can adapt this as an indoor plant. Look at how massive the roots are. It's already root bound, and that's the thing. If you're ever going shopping for plants at a big box store or a local nursery and you see that there's roots that are coming out of the drainage holes, that's a really good sign that that plant is healthy and established, because there are times where you can see that the overproduction of plants, the root systems may not be as apparent, and you have a better chance of keeping that plant alive if you see root bound. So that means you could just repot it, or you can just see that it is root bound and it is pretty much established in its pot. And then over here, these are the coleus plants I was talking about. For $1.98, you've got so many different types of coleus varieties. Again, coleus plants are colorful plants. They're often taken as an annual plant that you can grow in the garden or in a container, but you can actually grow these plants long-term indoors as a house plant. Now, it's not necessarily something that people do. For some reason, some people just don't get into coleus plants. For me, I really love the colorful varieties. I love the velvety textures. Super easy to propagate, and it's the same thing with all of these hanging baskets of Epipremnum aureum or Pothos plants. So this one is super consistent in terms of a classic beginner-friendly house plant. Pothos plants is something I would recommend. And then you can see right over here, Plant Foldies. Look at this, lots and lots of colorful coleus plants. And so we're just gonna go take a gander. These are only for $1.98, so super value. You can get some savings off of these plants, because you can buy this plant, for instance, chop up the top of the this plant, stick it into soil, and you have another free plant, and then it will actually branch out even more to where you can take propagation. So I love coleus plants. Let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, if you have been influenced to at least grow coleus plants. I'm really curious. I know some people are really not into it, and I totally get it, because at the end of the day, you know, plant aesthetics, your plant taste, what plants you put in your space is all about you. I never want to make people feel pressured to like Aglaonema or coleus plants. So here's you know, me going on a little bit of a rant. The reason why I constantly talk about it is because I'm just really excited. I'm really passionate, and sometimes when you're just excited about a subject, you can't help but basically shout it to the world. So again, if you are not somebody that likes coleus plants or even likes Aglaonema, don't feel like you cannot be part of this community. Like I said, again, I like to show different types of plants. I mean, like you can see right there, we've got some Triscanthia, we've got even more Pothos plants right here. So it's just really what plants you like. I just like to shed a little bit more light on the plants that I feel like are just, I don't know, how do I put it? They're just overlooked, or at least that's what I feel. Anyways, let's go ahead and keep looking at some of these coleus plants. If you made it this far into the video and you haven't already, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And there is a new hype button feature that appears after a video has either premiered all the way or you've watched the video. You can actually press the hype button. That gives the video lots of points to where it can actually get pushed out to more plant lovers like yourself. We are approaching about 13,200 Plant Foldies subscribers. Super excited about that, and I hope that we continue to grow together. So let's continue to walk around here, and then we're going to go ahead and go into the indoor tropical section, which I already know is the main event. wonderful track that is playing is actually titled Catriona, which is named after my beautiful Rhode Island red hen that I've been growing. And then the next track that I'm about to play is actually Charlotte, which is my barred rock hen. She is beautiful. And again, for those that don't know, Plant Foldies, I am taking care of some backyard chickens. They are bringing me so much joy, and I like to continue to share my journey off of the main content on this YouTube channel. So again, definitely take a look at that YouTube membership tier, and you can also definitely consider actually putting down some money to get Miracle-Gro all-purpose fertilizer. I do think that Miracle-Gro fertilizers, in the years I've used them, have been consistent. So Miracle-Gro, it works all-purpose on a lot of the plants, like even these coleus plants. I've been watering my actual aglaonema and the plants that I have growing outdoors consistently with all-purpose Miracle-Gro fertilizer, which you can buy at a big box store like Lowe's. And then we're just gonna spin around here, Plant Foldies. Look at these celosas. These are beautiful, and I find their blooms very interesting. They don't even look real, but I do love the pops of color. Fall is all about color, and as you can see right here, they don't have as massive a selection of croton plants, but what they do have is a little pumpkin patch, and I'm showing you some more Miracle-Gro all-purpose fertilizer. I'm not necessarily sponsored by Miracle-Gro, but I would recommend that as a consistent fertilizer, at least from my experience. And then you can see right over here, this is another spooky celosa type plant, $14.97. It almost looks like a vegetable of some sort, a leafy vegetable with some velvety textured flowers. What an interesting, unique plant in a jack-o'-lantern type planter. I'm curious to see if people really get into the Halloween season. I'm not necessarily somebody that gets into the Halloween season. I am actually not somebody that really buys a lot of home decor for the seasons. Even Christmas, I don't really put up a Christmas tree. I know that sounds kind of like unfestive, but I just stay very busy. So I don't really end up putting up decorations. So I don't know, Plant Foldies, this is an open dialogue today in terms of me, as if you were to actually walk around and follow me around while I go shopping at a big box store. Let me know if you actually get into home decor, if that's something that you're really interested in terms of like the seasonality. Like, do you put up, pumpkins, fall season decor? Do you change out your curtains, your pillows? Let me know in the comment section below, and also let me know if you've gotten a Miracle-Gro garden feeder. So this is actually something that I absolutely love to use. It has really put on a lot of growth for my plants that you already know, Plant Foldies, that I grow outdoors in a shaded area. So I think Miracle-Gro fertilizers are very consistent. They're definitely budget friendly. They are at a good value price. So if you haven't tried Miracle-Gro fertilizer, definitely give it a try. It's not for everybody. I totally get that some people want to go the more organic route. They do have organic fertilizer options, but in terms of Miracle-Gro fertilizer, not that I am an official affiliate, but I do think that that is one product that I love using. Same thing with Osmocote Plus slow release fertilizer. This one is for $17.94. This is something that you can put at the top of your soil substrate or mix it into your soil substrates in general. It's a very nice slow release fertilizer. So with every watering you do, your plant actually gets nutrients and fertilizer. And one thing that I have really been a big advocate for, something that I really want people to get excited about and also put in your plant care routines, and that is to add mycorrhizae powder into your soil mix. I find that especially when I am trying to grow my plants or at least try to acclimate them, it really helps develop the roots, take on more nutrients, thus making a plant a little bit more healthy. So mycorrhizae fertilizer, there is one that I particularly buy on Amazon. I probably should put some like affiliate links, even though I'm not really an affiliate for some of these products, because I do get a lot of questions via direct message on my Instagram page. And speaking of Instagram, I do have some more exciting news for tomorrow after this actual video live premiere ends. So we'll get to that in the later part of this video. But now we are walking into the indoor tropical section. You can see they've got some fall decor here, some home decor, something to spice up and really elevate your interior space as well. this is it, Plant Foldies. You can see we've got some gorgeous house plants right over here. Lowe's has many plants that they feature, so we definitely have this end cap of Live Trends design plants, which you already know, Plant Foldies. I talk about Live Trends all the time, and the fact that Live Trends always has some very seasonally relevant home decor and plants. I love Live Trends design because they have an aesthetic that is really modern contemporary. I love that they have a very sleek look to their decor, and it is seasonally relevant. And as we look at plants and we look to add them into our homes for home decor, interior design, ways to really elevate just the look of our spaces, I think that Live Trends design is a really good option in terms of buying plants for very decorative home decor planters. You can see right over here, they've got some very seasonally relevant house planters. These are like Halloween themed ones with air plants. So, air plants, very easy to care for plants. You literally just have to like dunk the air plant in water, let it soak, pull it out, let it dry off, and it is good to go. And let's talk about these ceramic planters that Live Trends design has. Love this one as well because it is just a very sleek design. This one is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, and with Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil, very easy to care for plant. It is a trailing vining plant, but if you really want it to grow the way it grows in the wild, it likes to attach itself on like trees and structures to where as it climbs up, it has its aerial roots attached to whatever it's on, and it starts to get really large leaves. And then over here we have a red marantha in a terracotta planter. This one is by Urban Jungle Plants. So Live Trends design has more of a modern contemporary vibe. Urban Jungle Planters, those actually utilize a lot of terracotta planters, very traditional look. I too am a huge fan of Urban Jungle Plants. Look at this Philodendron Hederaceum right over here. This one is also, I believe, only for $15.98. So really nice, budget-friendly house plants, especially the planters, which I think makes such great home decor. So, big box store plant shopping, I can't get enough of it. I know that I have been going back and forth in terms of, really featuring a lot of local small businesses, plant vendors, plant collectors. So you can tell that on the Grow Folds YouTube channel, I don't really have a very specific niche. I will say that the majority of my content is big box store plant shopping because it is just a little bit more readily available for the general public. But again, as I've repeated myself 100 billion times, I say if you're going to grow plants, if you are going to buy plants, if you are going to collect plants, Plant Foldies, diversify where you buy your plants. Sometimes you will find a big box store is your best option to find a budget-friendly, cost-effective houseplant. Sometimes you want to support a local and small business because you might find a budget-friendly and cost-effective houseplant. So it really just depends on where you are. I would say compare and contrast your plant pricing because you never know. Some people will assume that big box stores have the best plant pricing, but you know what? If you go to like plant markets, farmers markets, Facebook Marketplace, you might be able to find some of these plants that I'm picking up today to be even more cost effective. So again, it is all about just celebrating the plant community and just seeing where we can find plants. We are in an area now, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, where we have many options. And I hope Plant Foldies, I will be able to hang out with you guys someday. I am going to take a little bit of time to just be a little bit chatty today. I don't know, for some reason I am, and I think it's because I am just very much so excited that I was able to feature Caleb's Tropicals plants, his gorgeous anthuriums, those trending plants that he himself has hybridized and has a massive collection. So if you're into rare anthuriums and you want to support somebody that is local in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you didn't watch last night's premiere, definitely check that out. I am doing more house plant raids where we are definitely going into people's spaces to definitely check out their plant collections, have an open dialogue about why they love plants. And so for any Plant Foldies that might be out in the DFW area, shoot me a message on Instagram. Maybe if you'd like for me to feature your collection, I would be definitely open to it. So let me know about that. That's something that I want to pivot a little bit on to kind of broaden this channel's reach. I know that, again, you know, I don't want YouTube to not want to push my videos out there. I am still going to push out a lot of these big box or plant shopping videos. So let me get off of my little tangent rant, whatever you want to call it. You guys already have gotten to know me a little bit better, and I almost did a face reveal on my Sunday live stream. So just for you, if you want to get to know me a little bit better, if you want to ask me any questions that I will answer live, tune in every Sunday. I have a live stream scheduled, and sometimes I will have special guests like my best friend Isaac, who has a YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is Hi JR Sings. Definitely check it out. He was singing to the Plant Foldies. Leave a comment in the comment section, Plant Foldies that were on the Sunday live premiere, if you actually enjoyed his singing and if you want to see Isaac back. But let's go ahead and just continue to pick up these gorgeous plants right here. I would love to just know your thoughts about what plants you've bought recently at a big box store, what plants you are looking for, and anything that you just want to add in the comment section for good vibes only. Foldies, take a look at just how gorgeous these Live Trends design planters are, especially with these gorgeous Haworthias. Again, these are only for $14.97. And when it comes to just the value that is added for a lot of these plants that are featured by Live Trends Design, I do think that they make great home decor. So if you're into the more modern, contemporary aesthetic, mid-century aesthetics, I would recommend that. And can we talk about Costa Farms? So Costa Farms is another beautiful selection of plants, indoor tropical plants, and you can see that Costa Farms has also got some rebranding going on with some of the planters. This is kind of like merging Live Trends Design planters with the modern shapes of it, as well as the terracotta influence by the urban jungle plants. So this is kind of like merging it both. I really love that it's self-watering as well. This is a Synapsis Java Platinum, and this is for $24.98. These are a little bit larger planters, and let's talk about this Epipremnum aureum lemon top pothos. Love this. This is another self-discovery that Costa Farms has cultivated, another type of cultivar of pothos that they discovered on their farm. So I think that's super exciting. Pothos plants, if you haven't heard me say this like on yesterday's video or the previous day or the previous month or previous year, can you believe we've been doing YouTube big box or plant shopping videos for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years? I can't believe that. And yes, if you haven't gotten a pothos plant, then I think you should probably go out and buy a pothos plant, whether you go to Lowe's and you go buy one from Costa Farms, but they are easy to care for plants. You can see right here, $15.98. We've got another type of calathea, and as much as I want calatheas to love me, they just don't. And you know, calatheas have gone to plant heaven on multiple occasions. I need to learn the ways of another Dallas-Fort Worth content plant creator by the name of Aloha Plants. Drea has some amazing calatheas, so like maybe I just need to connect with her so she can teach me the ways of keeping calatheas alive. And then over here again, we have another lemon top pothos, and you can see that it's got some interesting variegation. Again, with pothos plants, Plant Foldies, to get the best coloration from pothos plants, you really need to provide bright indirect light. If you don't really give them the best lighting conditions, they typically end up being a little bit more on the greener side, which is not a bad thing, because green is also another way of telling you that the plant is vigorous and healthy, has lots of chlorophyll. And then take a look at these frog magnets, again by Live Trends Design. I mean, Live Trends Design just makes things super fun, and I think that that is the reason why I also gravitate to Live Trends Design plants, is because they just have some quirky but also very modern looking planters. And as we get into the aesthetics of styling your plants, or at least looking into home decor options, I think that Live Trends Design plants are the way to go. I think a lot of people are really into modern contemporary looks, although I am not 100% sure. And that is the reason why I asked the Plant Foldies that are listening, engage, watching my big box store plant shopping video as I shop for value added budget friendly plants, to recommend for anybody that's really looking for a beginner friendly collection. Let me know in the comment section below what your aesthetic is for your plants. For me, again, it is all about that modern contemporary look. I like clean lines. I also wanted to touch base on the fact that, you know, people still ask me why I call my YouTube channel Grow Folds, as in Folds. So again, just for some of our newer viewers and subscribers, I originally started this YouTube channel as an origami ASMR channel, where I was basically folding origami paper cranes. Now, for those that don't know what origami is, it is basically the traditional Japanese art of folding a square sheet of paper into a beautiful form, whether it's flowers, animals, different types of shapes. And so I used to do that. I still fold origami paper cranes, and I feel bad because I promised to some Plant Foldies that I'll be sending the origami paper cranes out there. I will do that. It's just, you know, sometimes you just end up getting really busy. But yes, so this was originally an origami ASMR channel, so I call this Grow Folds. Grow is the plant portion of this channel, and Folds is the origami. So I am going to pepper those in, but what I've noticed is whenever I switch from, say, showing this ZZ plant and then put a little like 1 minute clip of me folding origami, YouTube analytics will tell me that people literally click off the video. So I don't really want to mess up that watch time. You know, watch time on these videos are super important. That's how we continue to grow this channel. So maybe I will just put that on my YouTube membership tier for those that really want to get to know me more on a personal level. But as we look at these videos, in these big box store plant shopping videos, I just like picking up the plants like this one right here, $14.98. Terracotta planter of an urban jungle plant. This one is a ZZ plant, one of the most durable, easy care plants. And let's go ahead and continue to pick up some more of these plants. So you'll see that they've got this at least organized. Full transparency on this big box or plant shopping video, I haven't really seen any new releases. I would say that this particular big box store might even be running a little bit bare in terms of their actual plants that they carry. So hopefully we get a restock from all of these nurseries very soon. But this one is for $14.98. This one is a Ficus elastica ruby. I love it. It's got a beautiful variegation. And take a look at this Alocasia sinuata. This one is another Alocasia, and you already know, Plant Foldies, I love to celebrate my heritage, and my heritage, my family is originally from the Philippines, so I am a proud Filipino American. Mabuhay Pilipinas. And if you guys haven't really seen what's going on in the Philippines, there are a lot of Filipinos right now that are very much so angry with the government just because of what has been happening for decades with just the corruption with some of the politicians. And so, you know, I don't want it to be all political on this YouTube channel, but just know that Filipinos, our culture is about unity, and so I just hope that my fellow kababayans, which means countrymen, can unite together to stop corruption, because everybody deserves a fair chance in life. Everybody should have equal opportunities. And I live in the United States, and what some people take for granted is all of the freedoms that we truly have in this country. My family immigrated here into the United States. So thankful to my father, who joined the U.S. Navy, which paved the way for my entire family to be able to have a better life here. And I never take that for granted. And so, I have been a little bit more chatty on some of my big box or plant shopping videos. I know that you might just be here for the plants, but I've realized that these videos are really meant for you to walk with me. So if you are hanging out and walking with me, obviously we would both have something to say. I am just a very chatty person, and so that's something I wanted to put out there as well. Philippines right now is going through a lot of turmoil in terms of what is going on with the government, the corruption, and hopefully the people can unite and really put a stop and an end to corruption. Everybody again deserves a fair and equitable life, a happy life, one that everybody has a fair shot. They always say that life isn't always fair, but I think the things that we can control, the things that as human beings and as individuals, citizens of the world, we have to uphold a moral ground and a moral standard. So, for today's video, I know that I am very much so chatty. I appreciate those that really embrace my most authentic self, because if you don't really want to listen to me chatting and talking about random subjects and more so about this trade scanthia, teddy bear, for instance, you can always press the mute button. And that doesn't actually hurt my feelings, because not everybody has the same taste in content or even presentation. But as I've said in all of my videos, please always remember to be your most authentic self, as long as you are not outwardly, purposely trying to hurt anybody. Anyways, let me get back to the plants, because I already know Plant Foldies. Y'all are ready for the plants in the commentary. Philodendron heteracea lemon lime, $16.98 in a 6-inch planter. Costa Farms does a very good way of making plants very much so economical. And I did want to say thank you to the Costa Farms team for reaching out to me to potentially feature me in a future video for celebrating their anniversary. I really appreciate it. As a plant content creator, for me, I like to highlight all aspects of plant collecting, and Costa Farms, you see it. You see their plants. They make them accessible for many others, and there's different varieties of plant lovers and plant collectors. There are people that really just want to grow plants, keep it simple, right? Like my best friend Isaac, it doesn't matter whether a plant is rare or not. Or we have some people that are very much so in a specific niche where it is literally the genetics of the plant, the rarity of the plant, how it was hybridized, the lineage of the plant. We have a whole spectrum of plant lovers. We also have those that just want to go to a big box store and buy a plant that was not as readily accessible in the past because of the price. And Costa Farms has done a really good job with that. I mean, look at this Hoya Curtsii. This one is for $16.98. And the thing about Hoyas, for instance, they're not as flooded into the big box store market just yet. I am curious to see if we're going to see even more Hoyas available, because you know what? Just as much as people love anthuriums, and if you haven't already, definitely check out Caleb's Tropicals Houseplant Tour, where we talk about all things anthuriums. There is a bunch of people that love Hoyas as well, and that's something that I want to learn a little bit more about. I think that oftentimes plants may not necessarily be in somebody's radar because they just truly don't know about the plant. They don't know how exciting a plant could be, the plant care tips, the availability of certain species of that specific genus. So I would love to learn a little bit more. People are very much so into Hoyas, for instance, and that's something that in the future I would like to delve into and maybe have an open dialogue and conversation with a Hoya lover. Now, as you can see right here, I am a lover for beginner friendly, budget friendly, value added plants. And Pothos plants, you can never go wrong with a golden pothos. And while some people would say this is the most basic plant, basic is not a bad thing. As I've mentioned before, basic is the solution for a lot of problems. When there is an opportunity, when we're trying to problem solve something, we always say, let's go back to the basics. And for me, the golden pothos or any pothos plant really embodies the basics of plant care. You just need to make sure that you're giving it bright and direct light, water when the soil is dry, clean the leaves, inspect the leaves for any potential plant pests, and you are good to go. And then let's talk about this for $16.98, another type of Hoya that is available by Costa Farms. Things I do like about Hoyas, and I have yet to really be fully addicted to Hoyas, is the fact that they can potentially bloom. And my Hoyas have not bloomed yet. Now, some people mentioned that I could fertilize my Hoyas with maybe a bloom booster or some bloom fertilizer. Can somebody please help me with Hoyas? Somebody let me know in the comment section, what about Hoyas to get them to bloom? Now, over here, this is my care tips for any Ficus elastica or rubber trees. This one is one that you can actually grow out in full sun outdoors. I've been doing that to really get the sizing of these plants to get going, and they have done fantabulous for me. I love Ficus elastica, or what you would know as the rubber tree plants, because of how easy they are to take care of. Let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, if you actually grow rubber trees. And I'm really curious, aside from Aglaonemas, what other plants the Plant Foldies in the community, or at least the ones that are in the live chat or even in the comment section, what plants that you like aside from Aglaonema. Let me know, because as I continue to do some of my live streams, as I continue to pivot away from just doing big box or plant shopping videos, I would like to get to know the community more, so that way I can kind of cater and curate the content that I create for our wonderful community. But this will never really disappear, Aglaonema. Come on now, Plant Foldies. This one is an Aglaonema electric lime by Costa Farms, $15.98. Absolutely stunning plant. Love this. I have multiples of this, and this is another prime example of a plant that is okay to have multiples of, at least in my collection. I can have the same electric lime Aglaonema and not have a problem for it. We talk about downsizing plant collections. We talk about not having so many plants, but for me, I am just addicted to Aglaonema. And earlier in this video, we talked about how there is going to be an English book released to feature all of the gorgeous hybrids from Indonesia through Art Garden Flowers. My friend Harry, who works for Art Garden Flowers, he also runs the Instagram page, Indo Miami Plants. Definitely follow those socials on Instagram. But with Aglaonema, that's one thing I am so thankful for with Costa Farms, is the fact that they were able to get a lot of these plants readily available for the general public. And to me, we really should be celebrating that, because if, say Costa Farms didn't have these Aglaonemas, we probably wouldn't be able to have access to them. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. I just know that those Aglaonemas, somebody needs to buy them, and the planter is super cute. And then we're also going to just look at some more of these cute Live Trends design plants. Definitely take a look of that as well. And I'll go ahead and put this out there in this video. If you're still tuned in, I hope, Plant Foldies, that you guys have created an Instagram page. And the reason being is Instagram is really easy for me to do live updates. It might be a different bracket of social media for some people, but for instance, after this live premiere, my friend Harry of Indo Miami Plant will be doing a live selling event on Instagram. So if you want access to rare and uncommon Aglaonema to be shipped directly to your doorstep at really cost-effective plant pricing, I would definitely go into Instagram after this live premiere. We should have a scheduled Instagram live selling, and it's going through Aglo Mart, which is a famous Indonesian nursery. And that's really where I got a lot of my newer Aglaonema from. Mr. Benz, thank you so much for just having wonderful Aglaonema. So I do want to invite everybody after this live premiere, if you're watching it live Wednesday, to definitely tune into the Instagram live selling event. You already know there are certain ones here that watch and love Aglaonema. Please be sure to definitely tune in and buy some Aglaonemas, because you will see the actual plant that you will be receiving. Anyways, let me get off of that little soapbox. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware that, again, I have so many different projects and little side gigs going on. These are exciting things that are happening in my plant journey. But what is also exciting is the fact that a lot of these Lowe's locations also have these self-watering planters again. So they have this little fixture that has all of these different types of plants. Now, some of them have been a little dehydrated. Some of them may have gone to plant heaven. And so, you know, showing these shopping videos where I feature what is available at a big box store is important to me, because I like to highlight some of the available plants that we have for, you know, Live Trends Design. Maybe some of you guys will get excited to spend all your money on these plants, save them, rescue them, whatever we need to do, because look at just the aesthetic of even the Live Trends Design planter. This is a really nice propagation station. Now, in terms of growing plants in straight water or hydroponically, I'm currently not doing that, except for 2 Aglaonema that I got from Proven Winners Leaf Joy. And that's another thing. I just thought about how Proven Winners Leaf Joy series has been able to release many different types of Hoyas. So quite interesting. But what's also interesting is all of the home decor options, all of the interior design that you can create with these specific planters and specific space. You know, like Sansevieria, for instance, this Live Trends Design planter, $14.98. Lovely plant for sure. And it is very much so style in a way where it's going to fit a modern space. A lot of the Live Trends Design plants. We are still going to look at some of the hanging baskets that Live Trends Design has. We have the Syndapsis Silver Ann right over here. Beautiful plant. And then we also have another green Marantha right here. And you know, Maranthas, they're actually a little bit easier to grow than, say, Calatheas, but they're still kind of in that same realm where they can be a bit sensitive. And so I have just kind of steered away from growing Maranthas. I think that they're a little bit more challenging to grow. And so for me, it's just all about that easy care plant. And we're going to also look at whatever stock they have at this Lowe's location. I do feel like they don't have nearly as many plants, but they still have some beautiful planters here. And so I'm going to show you some more home decor options, like things that you can really stylize your plant. I really need to take like an entire day where I don't feel pressured. And I say pressured because I don't think that the Plant Foldy community adds that pressure. It's literally myself giving myself pressure to create content. But there has to be a day where I can just arrange all of my plants and really get it styled up and ready to go, so I can actually do a legitimate houseplant tour. But you can see that this is kind of the look that I'm looking for whenever it goes to like home decorating and styling options. I love home decor, and planters are definitely a primary source for home decor if you are growing indoor tropical plants. Let me know in the comment section, again, Plant Foldies, what you think about these planters. And if you are looking to save money when you are shopping at a big box store, as I've mentioned in many of my videos, you should really invest in downloading a free app on your phone, whether it's the Lowe's app, the Target Circle app at Target, the Walmart app, or the Home Depot app. All of these big box stores has many different types of apps, and these phone apps will actually give you digital coupons, give you sale pricing. I know for Lowe's, they give you certain points, My Lowe's rewards, and they also have the My Lowe's deals. So that's one way to save money. You know, people ask me ways to really budget when it comes to like buying plants, and I would just say get yourself the whatever big box store app is available to download. And you can see right here, mower, stoneware type plants and planters. I mean, and you can see this one is frost proof, $7.48. This is through the Lowe's app. So if you have the Lowe's app, you will get that sale pricing versus $11. And then let's just go ahead and pick up some more of these plants. I'm not as big of a a shiny glazed planter. I like matte finishes, but that's just really my own aesthetic. So we're going to continue to look at some of these planters instead of the plants for a second, and then we'll wrap up this video today. What do y'all think about the musical track that I'm currently playing? It is titled Nutrients, and it is by my friend Jordan. So shout out to Jordan for creating some of these original tracks specifically for my YouTube channel, so for some more brand recognition. So thank you to him. Let me know what you think of the music, and we're going to continue this big box or plant shopping video by just picking up some more of these plants. So you can see that we've got an end cap full of urban jungle plants and also Live Trends design plants. So this one right here is another Ficus elastica ruby. $24.98 is the asking price for this one. It's another plant that I would say is an easy to care for plant if you have the lighting conditions it requires, which is bright and direct light. We've got a classic Monstera deliciosa. This one is a juvenile form because you can see that the leaves have not necessarily started to fenestrate. So I like this. I wish that Monsteras didn't always necessarily fenestrate. I do like the heart-shaped leaves. Beautiful plant for $24.98. And what else do we have going on here? We have another Ficus elastica ruby. Now, with the Ficus elastica ruby, as compared to the Ficus elastica taniki, this one actually has more of a reddish tone to it. And then we also have some air plants here. You know, Live Trends design utilizes air plants for a very small statement piece plant, and I really like it. So we're going to keep picking up some of these Live Trends design plants. We have some more uncommon philodendron right here on totem poles. So now that big box stores carry these plants. This one is by Urban Jungle Plants. This one is a Philodendron Paraíso Verde. Now mine doesn't look like this, unfortunately. It does have variegation, but this one is a little bit more highly variegated. It is on a totem pole or moss pole. It looks like somebody put it on a Costa Farms planter though, but I do like the yellow, so it's a nice little aesthetic. It is interesting to see that we have plants. This one is for $36.68. Hopefully somebody will buy these plants because they're looking a little bit droopy. They need a little bit of water and rescue them. So as far as Urban Jungle planters, they also have them on totem poles. This one is a Xanthosoma Trending Tropicals Costa Farms plant for $19.98. And so you can see that this particular location doesn't have nearly as many plants available, but that doesn't mean we wouldn't find any plants that are, ready to go to homes. Like this one right here is a Philodendron Hederaceum, just a green form for $20.98 in an 8-inch hanging basket planter. I will say that Costa Farms probably has the most cost-effective plant pricing of all the plants that are available in terms of like hanging basket plants. You can see right here, this is a Peperomia teardrop, beautiful one, for $20.98 as we continue to do these big box store plant shopping videos. I am just curious to see Plant Foldies if we will see some more new releases for the fall season heading into the winter season. Can you believe that we are 100 days away from Christmas? I mean, the holidays this year has really flown by, but what I will say about this year is that the amount of growth I have received from myself individually is exponential. I've learned a lot throughout the year. I've learned a lot in terms of just how to deal with things that may not necessarily go my way. I've learned how to cope and just really utilize my coping mechanisms with some of my anxieties, for instance, and stresses, and also just being super grateful again to have a social media platform where I can create the content I would like to create without having to feel like tied down to making a specific type of content, and just being able to interact with this community. I mean, we've been able to create a campaign where we're going to hashtag popularize Aglaonema. This one is for $15.98 in a self-watering planter, Aglaonema Red Siam. Please go ahead and buy you an Aglaonema Red Siam if you haven't already. And then we also have other options in terms of plants. I'm just going to go ahead and pan around here, pick up some more of these Costa Farm exotic angel plants. These are really good starter plants. So if you don't have the space for larger plants, you can always start out with either a 5-inch planter from Costa Farms or a 3-inch planter. The 3-inch ones are $5.98, and then the 5-inch planters are $8.98 at this particular Lowe's location. Sometimes you will find that the plant pricing will fluctuate a little bit, but not by much. So it's really important again to just compare and contrast your plant pricing, see which ones are a little bit more budget friendly and cost effective for you. All right, Plant Foldies, as you can see right here, we are about to wrap up today's big box store plant shopping video. We are going to look at some of these philodendrons, like this beautiful philodendron Golden Crocodile by Costa Farms. This one is for $19.98 in a self-watering planter. Love this plant. We need more philodendrons coming out of Costa Farms. And you know, their whole series of Trending Tropicals by Costa Farms has really made rare and uncommon plants that we just wouldn't have access access to for a good price. It is now readily available, and that's one thing that I want to celebrate with Costa Farms as they are about to celebrate their have their anniversary. Really thankful that they did reach out to me. They will be sending me a plant. I hopefully will make it to their video blurb as well. And congratulations to Costa Farms. As far as their plants, let's just always have good vibes only. I think that these big box store plants that we can see right here, like this philodendron ring of fire, $19.98. It's stunning. It's budget friendly. It's accessible. You can go to a big box store and purchase it just like any of your other essentials that you would buy, such as your groceries and other things that you would need at a big box store. So, for today's video, again, please make sure you are jumping in on Instagram right after the live premiere. We should be doing a live selling with Indo Miami Plant, Art Garden Flowers, and my Instagram. And if you want access to those rare and uncommon Aglaonema, definitely jump on the Instagram because they are able to ship these beautiful Aglaonema directly to you. As far as seasonality of plants, we're going to end today's video with a beautiful Croton Mame by Costa Farms. I'm really tempted to buy one. We'll see. Maybe if somebody gives me a super sticker or super thanks, which is a monetary tip, you can give a content creator on YouTube as a form of thanks. I may end up just using those funds for that, but truthfully, Plant Foldies, I would rather you just consider joining my YouTube membership tier. It is for the price of a cup of coffee, $2.99. Press the join button. My name is Richie at Grow Folds. I've had fun just chatting away and taking you alongside with me. Press the videos that are popping up the screen for more content. I'll see you on the next one.